And I had some friends who lived up on a tower, fifth floor apartment, and a big old storm came through, and I went and visited them the day after, and we just sat up there, and this is for them. This is called Irie. Wind waves crash on empty beaches. Sound waves pour through silent reaches. Light waves stream through unknown darkness. Sparks reflect your light eyes shining. Sun projects your heart rays, blinding. Amber pebbles of sandalwood paste and reams of pages from dawn's first rages. Relax, elastic, synapse lapse and reblast, willow bend and sun slant peach tree. Up in the tower, it's just us three. Clouds dance and the wind can see. White curtain floating out up on the sea. Bus ride. We were barreling crazy, down, over, down the mountain, shut eyes with white knuckles on the blue bar, and we could smell the metal paint, and our hands ate the blue paint, all crowded together, knee to knee. Those ticket takers were scrambling all over the bus. They were out the door, never stopping. The driver was fat with a crew cut and a sweat-soaked towel around his head wrestling. It was a Garuda from side to side with mushy, squishy brakes that worked just in time to slide off left from the Jeep. And we rolled our eyes and got sick into handkerchiefs and grind. Hey, light up another clove cigarette as more get off and more squeeze on the bus. The highway, it was a track right through Sumatra. There were jungle-kissed kids poking out of small houses in rattan villages. They said, someday I'm gonna drive that get out and go there and stare and laugh. But for now I've got a wooden toy with a rubber band tires and a string. And it's just like the real thing, or anything to remember. And I couldn't see my face reflected, only my hair flying free out the open door with my cold and my fever and my head it was rolling. And we crested the hill and the sun was setting, fire orange and papaya cream over green brown hills and jungle stilted villages. And my head was spinning, my head was spinning, my head was spinning over potholes and roads. And I was back at home on my sofa watching The Price is Right. And Bob Barker said, hey, come on down. And I'd rather be right here than anywhere else in the world. Thank you. I appreciate you opening your ears. It's FlowPoetry. You can find me on Facebook at FlowPoetry, Facebook/FlowPoetry. Like I said, I believe strongly that the world needs more poetry and more poets. So keep supporting that. And thanks again to Cranky Pats for supporting creative expression, man. Has anybody here seen Glostik Willy before? You guys at the bar? You've seen them? Where'd you catch them, brother? At the Source. Hell yeah, dude. They're going to rip it up, man. That was a fun show. I remember that. Stargoyle was up there, I believe. Yeah. I guess there's some stuff going on in Oshkosh tonight, some sort of festival out there or something going on. Hopefully people will be coming down. Get on the horn, man. Send them down. 2 sets of Glostik Willy. And shout out to my man Dime Bag right there. Got all your Glostik merch, everything you need. I want to do a spaghetti western. You know the old like Clint Eastwood, Sergio Leone kind of westerns. Back in those days when people went out west, they went out for a couple reasons, but one reason they went out was to join in the gold rush. And there were a couple ways you could get gold back in those days. One, you could head up into the mountains and break your back mining and panning and doing all that stuff. But what you had to do after you found the gold was bring it down to the city to sell it. So there were other fellas, unsavory types, who would wait down right at the, I guess, the entry into the city and rob all those gold miners bringing the gold down. They didn't have to break their backs. They just had to pull out a weapon and take what they needed. So this is called Within the Mountains, and it's about those second type of fellas. Within the mountains we laid us down, with gold for a pillow and a blanket made of ice. Easy Jim, Omaha Slim, and I. A 3-day ride, a 3-day chase, a 3-day nightmare. Stealing gold out of Sacramento, you'd better be prepared to bleed. Have you once felt your horse gallop in fright and the wind on your neck made you scream? Have you once heard a bullet pass by in the night and it snarled and spit through the bounce back of its quicksilver gleam? We faced an eagle on the outcropping above the tree line. Watched for dust trails in the valley until we grew blind. I loaded my Remington in the saddle and dodged shot from behind. Stealing gold out of Sacramento, you'd better be prepared to bleed. Now Omaha Slim had that look in her eyes, just like the night she ran the table. A look like that makes a man scared in bed. It's like lying on your back next to a knife wrapped in sable. And Easy Jim, the cowpoke from the coast, now he was a strange one to contemplate. Didn't drink or smoke, grew up irate. Stealing gold out of Sacramento, you'd better be prepared to bleed. Now gold to the left and gold to the right, sometimes it's all I can think of. A wink to the left and a blink to the right, sometimes it's all I can think of. A bullet to the left and a bullet to the right, sometimes it's all I can think of. Death to the left and death to the right, there are some things that no one should speak of. Stealing gold out of Sacramento, you'd better be prepared to bleed. Within the mountains I laid me down, with gold for a blanket and a pillow made of ice. Thank you. All right, I got a few more, and then we're going to get the Glostik fellas up here. One of the hardest working bands in the Midwest, if you ask me. The fellas know what they're doing, and I hope that they come back around and keep coming to Wisconsin and spreading their rock and roll. Wake up! Wake up! Synapse scream in molten metal mud hut cup womp. Swallow and gurgle, giggle and laugh. Keep up outer appearances and don't let face crack. Himself reminded he, Yama disciple, lord of the four corners. Chakra Varta, wheel spinning on his head. Crown sawing into two halves of the same one. Sizzleplexed. Costa del Sol with red sequined sun. Acapulco dream queen on a curved beach, ocean, rip-curled, rip-tide, folded. Hey, why do you have to be out in the streets? And the guy who got me high was taken by security in the night and left me room to dance. Twisted, just one little push. The difference between 1 inch and 1,000 miles. To have the whole world in your hands and then just sit on it. Blow the palm and fry the sky, sunburned and mind so high, so high, so high. Spin and trip, groan and slip, piss and moan, heave on home. It's a new day, thought he, laid back and laughing. I am insane, I am insane, I am insane, said the literal man. Metaphysical man came out and laughed. Indian-style head bob. Guru, guru, test your teacher. Isn't he just another preacher? Religion, religion, have a smoke. Or just another little toke. Rock teacher, tree teacher, mellow scream, not shout, yawn and pout, press and moan, hear the tone, synapse and tea, molten to metal mud hut womp chant. Baleen Valley, cave of glory, dance around the fire, Neolithic mishmash of psychedelic cave melt, and back spasm twitch, dinosaur egg turns blue, yellow, green, and red, lasting thoughts inside your head, blasting thoughts until you're dead, casting moths upside your bed. Candle blown out and waves thrown out, surf into the next spin of press and dive, dance and trance, rave and wave, rant and rage, climbing onto the next rung higher and higher, letting go lighter and lighter and never doubt. gloat and float until the breeze spins you round until you please to laugh and moan and rant and rage and look at all the words on this page, words and hype and try and might to tell it all to the nose down the hall, stone-bridged and sizzleplex, 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 sizzle, 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 sizzleplexed. Hey, thank you very much. This has been a little dose of flow poetry. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, are you guys ready to rock and roll a little bit or what? Yeah. I know you are. All right. Standing on the front lines of rock and roll. And I'm not joking about that. I'm serious. There's a lot of bands that put up, but they don't really put up. But these cats do it, and they do it every night on the front lines of motherfucking rock and roll. Glostik Willy's coming up, everybody. Make a little noise for yourselves. Come on now.